Hello and namaste, welcome. I thank you so much for coming to class, and I welcome you with my heart. If you are an experienced yoga student, hello, old friend. And if you are a novice, hello, new friend. This is a perfect time of your life to begin a yoga class. Join me each week, and you'll be happily surprised how much you can learn in this television class. There's always something new. I've never done the same class twice. Yoga on television is different sort of teaching than if we were face-to-face. On television, I move very, very slowly and with a lot of caution. Well, this makes only good sense, as I cannot see you. It also helps you to experience for yourself a very yogic principle, that this body serves you as your teacher. So listen to your body, and when you do the asanas, no pain. Pain is a place that you do not wish to be. Sweet discomfort, yes, but pain, no. And should I ask you to move in a way that is not good for your back or for your knees or for your neck, please don't do it. Just remember that you are the final authority, and if you have any questions, check with your family physician, your chiropractor, or your therapist. Very good. So to remember that, I'm going to start by a little bit of a review and a reminder to bring a belt or a tie to class. Now I'm just going to get out here and I usually keep in my own home some of the things that I use for yoga. A towel, sometimes the back of the head, a pillow, a belt. We'll go into more of this in this series, but just keep the belt handy and lie down, and we'll review a pelvic tilt. Pelvic tilt, I hope you've got plenty of room in your home. You've got the furniture pushed away and that you can lie out very comfortably. Let's review a pelvic tilt because it's a very important building block in many different postures. Lie down with your knees bent, feet on the floor. And just place your hand on this pelvic triangle. This is the bones of your hips. This is called a pelvic bowl or pelvic triangle. I have my hands on these hip bones and facing towards the pubic bone. I'd like you just to follow along with my words. Exhale out through the nose, out. And on your inhale, start to roll this pelvic bowl towards your chin. Not pressing down into the mat, but towards the chin, at the same time pulling these abdominal muscles all the way up underneath your chin. All right, now release and relax. Again, let's do this again. Breath in, a little breath here, breathe in. Exhale, roll this pelvic bowl towards your chin, pulling the abdominals up and not down. It's just a little bit different. It lengthens the back, it strengthens the abdomen, which supports your spine, and then release and relax. Now, let us add the knees here, and we're going to move right in from your pelvic tilt into the sit-up of the 80s, which strengthens your abdomen, stretches the lower back comfortably. So placing the hands in the pelvic bowl again, let's go through these steps of the pelvic tilt and the sit-up of the 80s. First, press your knees together, and then turn your toes in slightly. My feet are about hip width apart. As I do this, you'll feel the inner thigh muscles, the adductors, press together and strengthen. And now roll the pelvic bowl, so you add the pelvic tilt, and then you release and you relax. So after you have the lower part of the body covered, then you have the upper part of the body. You're going to breathe in, you're going to relax, do nothing, and on your exhale, press knees, roll the pelvic bowl, and then lift your head and your shoulders. Place the hands behind the back of your head, elbows wide, and lift the shoulders, lift the head, and then lower. And lift. Press the knees and lower. Now let's do this about 10 times. All right, we'll do this about 10 times. Be sure that your elbows are wide, your chin is up towards the ceiling. Again, press the knees, roll, and now lift shoulders, head, elbows wide. That's 1, and down. Exhale on 2, and down. And 3, press the knees, and down. And keep going. and down. And as you're lifting, use very little buttock muscle. Just use the inner thighs, press the knees and down. And as you do this, you will probably feel your abdominals working and more contact with them. Again, lift and just hold for a moment, press the knees together, and now relax your head and the hands, but please try to keep lifting your shoulders, elbows wide, and at the same time relaxing your neck. Lots of directions. Keep the knees pressed as you're holding, and then head to the floor. Draw both knees into your chest, and pause here for a moment, and we're just going to rock from side to side. This is the sit-up of the 80s is a good one to try 15, relax, and do 15 more, and then 15 more after that, and you really build in strength. This relaxes the lower back. And let's just keep the knees into the chest for a moment and roll your head to one side. Breath in, relax your eyes. Exhaling, roll your head to the opposite side. And then back to center, shoulders down from your ears, and you're going to start to press the thighs into the chest. And this is a wonderful example of two stretches going on at once. My knees go into the chest, and the tailbone goes down to your mat. Shoulders down from your ears. And keep that stretch going. It should feel really rather wonderful. Keep it going. Good. And then you release. Let's flow right into now hamstring stretches. We'll do one side at a time. Let's first start with, I'm going to start with my left leg. All right, are you ready? Either leg is just fine as long as we do both sides. I'm going to say my left leg. Draw the left leg into the chest. Lift the heel up to the ceiling, reach up and grab a hold of the bottom of the foot. And then press that knee right into your armpit. Yes, right into the armpit. Try to keep the sacrum right to the floor and hold there. And then release. Now I'm going to use my strap around the bottom of the foot just to help us get into this spider pose. So easy done. Just put this strap around the ball of the foot, straighten the knee, and go to the point where it feels very good. Remember, no pain. Sweet discomfort, yes, in the back of the leg. Right hand, right thigh. Breathe in. Exhaling, lift the head, lift the shoulders, and just bring the leg in towards your face. Now play the edge of this stretch. Take your time, listening to your body. Come off the stretch if it's too intense. And then release. Let's try that one more time. Breath in. Exhaling. It's a little easier the second time. As I inch my fingertips up towards the tip of the right knee. And then back to center. Now leg out to the side, slowly. Now if you have no strap today, it's fine to put your hand on your calf muscle. That's fine. And straighten the other leg. Slowly out. Slowly out. Put your hand on that right hip bone and try to stand. Imagine that you're standing on that right leg. Stretch it out. Take your time, both shoulders to your mat, and you have to keep both the weight as much as you can evenly distributed on both buttocks. And take your time. It takes about 30 seconds for muscles to stretch out. And then slowly back to your center. And then release the tie, and we'll use it on the opposite side. Let's lift the left leg up, grab a hold. Should feel good. I really enjoy this. It feels wonderful. Just try to bring the knee right into the armpit and hold it there. Press it down. Take your time. You're breathing. Remind yourself not to hold your breath, won't you? All right, and then straightening the leg. You can massage the back of your leg too if you're feeling very stiff or tight. This belt is wonderful to use if you are very tight in the back of the legs. All right, now here I have the belt on the ball of the foot. Take your time. Let's try it. Breath in. Move with your breath. Exhaling and slowly just stretching the backs of your leg, and then release. Breath in. Move with your breath. Exhaling. Listening, sweet discomfort. Try not to, as I say with humor, Don't cheat. Try to come to that point where the kneecap is pulled up and your thigh is really working. Left hand to left thigh. Now into your spider pose. Breath in, shoulders down. Exhaling, lift nose up towards the knee and just bring the leg in towards the face. Any shivering or shaking, come off the posture. That's good. And then head to your mat now. Let's do the right leg out to the side, out to the side, out to the side. Both buttocks stay on the floor. Take your time. Extend your heel. And then slowly straighten that left leg. Straighten it out. Straighten it out. Stand on it. The foot is flexed. My knee, the toe points towards the knee. And stretch. Stand on the bottom of that foot. Fine, and you're not holding the breath, but you're holding the pose. And then back to your center slowly. The hamstrings have been stretched, and there are many other variations of that, and we'll do them as our classes progress. Turn now over onto your side, because this is a very gentle way to come up from the back onto the side. It's gentle on your back, and we'll come onto the knees. Place the hands just a little bit beyond your shoulders into your cat pose and rounding the back. Exhaling, this opens the spine, brings blood to the discs of the spine. And here we exhale. And then let the lower back sag just slightly as you breathe in. Exhaling, rounding the back as you exhale. Good. And as you inhale, just let the lower back sag just slightly. Pause for a moment. Are your knees slightly beyond your hips? And here you are in your cat pose. Now straighten your right leg back. Straighten the right leg back and lift the right leg up, not beyond your shoulders, so there's no discomfort in your back. And then bend the right knee, and we're going to go into a cat balance. We've not done this before. It's kind of fun. To warm up the back of your thighs, the hamstring muscles in the back of the thigh, just lift and lower. Notice my foot. My foot's very flat, and lower. This just brings blood to that muscle. Then shift the weight to the right hand. Reach around, find your ankle, pull the left shoulder back and come out of both shoulders, meaning lift out of your wrist. You're breathing and the gaze is lightly in front of you. And then back to center. Fun, isn't it? Let's try that again. Round your back and then let it sag for a moment and then stretch your left leg back. Really stretch the whole back of the leg. I like to push against my foot and stretching the heel. And then lifting my left leg not higher than the shoulders, bend the knee and lift from the back of your thigh and lower it. This just pumps blood into that back of the thigh so it won't cramp. In case it does, just simply stop, reach around, grab a hold of your ankle, then you pull the shoulder back. That's my right shoulder back. Gaze is forward and lift up out of the wrist as I'm holding. Good. Now place the hands in front of you. Sit for a moment on your heels and reach and stretch. Stretch and reach. Reach, stretch the right side and stretch the left. Now we're going to go into your dog pose. You're probably very familiar with the dog pose. And come up onto the hands again. Let's try to keep the lengthened back by letting the lower back first sag just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now start to keep the curve, the natural curve of your spine as you straighten the legs. Keep concentrating on that natural curve of your spine. My knees are slightly bent in your dog stretch. Head between the upper arms, and now I'm looking at my toes. Right heel to the floor. This is the hamstrings have been warmed up, so it should feel quite good. And now let's lift your left foot off of the floor and bring your left knee in towards the chest as a little variation. You can, if you are more experienced students, straighten the left leg and just balance. And then bring the foot to the floor. Now let's try this with the opposite leg. Exhaling, right knee into the chest or opposite knee. Do have your toe off of the floor. And then slowly stretch the leg. Try to bring your shoulders away from the ears. One long line from your hip
from your toe, the hip, to the heels, to the tips of your fingers. And then slowly come down. And let's open your stance up. Open it up about 3 feet and walk your hands in. Walk in, and leave, that's my left hand, out in front of you, and we'll do a wonderful gentle twist for your back. So my one hand is out in front. If you have to, bend your knees slightly or put the hand on a chair. Exhaling, lift the free arm. This is my right arm up. Look to your thumb of your hand. Breathe in, grow energy in. Exhaling and slowly down. Opposite side now. Inhaling the arm up. Move slowly. You can inhale the arm up, breath in and grow. Exhale the arm down. Nice and slowly. The exhalation and the arm movement move together. For a little bit more of an intense stretch, you can put the hand to the toe, or for the more experienced student, you can place the hand on the thigh. And let's try it in this way. My left hand is on the right thigh, and I inhale, lifting the right arm up. A little bit more of an intense stretch in the back of the thighs. It doesn't look like much if you're just watching, but you really can feel it in the back of the buttock and the thigh area. And then changing the hands. This is my right hand to either be in front of the toe or hand to the thigh, and then inhaling, lift the other arm up. Pause, exhaling slowly down. And then you bring your heels together, toes, heels, toes, heels and toes. Hands are in front of you. Let's just round the back, put the hands on the knees, and come up. Raise both arms above your head. And we're going to do a counter pose, an arc back. So breathe in and grow. And holding the breath comfortably, lift the ribs out of the waist, exhaling, palms of the hands together. Now let's try this one more time. It is important that when you do an arc back that you stay out of your lower back. So let's raise the arms above your head. Take your time, please take your time, and be conscious of your breathing. So breathe in, holding the breath comfortably, lift the contents of the ribs up, arc back. Only hold 2-3 seconds, then exhaling, lowering the arms down. And then hands down. And then let's come back down again. Put the hands on the thighs and just sort of slide down. Slide down over the knees, over the shin bones, and just let your head hang for a moment. And then coming down onto the knees, sitting, and just stretching out the back of the feet, sitting tall. And let's stretch the legs now out in front of you. Reach and stretch and do a little foot flapping here. Extend and reach and extend and reach. Really extend. This is what I mean by a flexed foot. And now take one of the foot, just take one foot and bring the foot up into the inside of the elbow, into your hip rock. You sure it's the outer part of your foot and the inside of the elbow, and then wrap the other arm around, and you can just lightly hold the hands in front of you and side to side. I like this exercise very much because it brings circulation to the hip, to tight hips, and if you have a little pain perhaps in your hips through arthritis or just tightness, loosen the grip a bit and just be sure you go to side in a manner that's good for you. And then you can take this and row. This is a little bit more now. If this bothers your hip, don't do it, but if you'd like to, let's, for the upper body, reach and row with your leg. Stretch forward, tightening the tummy muscle and reaching forward one more time. And then straighten the leg up and then down and reach down for the other foot. Place the outer rim inside your elbow, then the other arm around your knee and side to side again. It's a nice stretch, isn't it, for the outer part of the thigh. Sit tall and just move according to how your hip is feeling today, side to side. And then you can make it a little bit more intense by holding on firmly to your foot and to your leg. Stretch forward and as if you're rowing. This is also beneficial for your upper body and strengthening. So reach and breathe. Nobody holding the breath. And reach and breathe. Good, then straighten that leg out. Use the quadricep, not the motion to lower your leg, but use the muscle. And flex your foot again and slowly down, slowly down, slowly down. Sit tall, everyone. Sit tall, breathe in. And on the exhale, place your hands behind you. And we're going to do anterior pose. In my next class, so I hope that you'll be with me in my next class, we'll go more deeply into this pose, which is a whole body strengthener. Increase your blade squeeze, lifting this breastbone, the bone of life. You're going to breathe in, and on your exhalation, press down on your hands, straighten the legs, and looking at your toes. Once you're there, be sure that you are increasing your blade squeeze. Pull the tummy in, and then sit down. Let's try that one more time. Shake the hands out and the wrists out. Place the hands behind you. Your fingertips face the back wall. Increase your blade squeeze. You're going to breathe in. Exhaling now, press down, straighten your elbows, straighten the legs, and lift. Looking at your toes. Continue to breathe, stretching the whole body, and lift a quarter of an inch higher. And then bring your hips to the floor. Cross your one ankle, this is my left, over the right. And we'll do a very simple twist to right and to left. Right hand on the outside of my left knee. Left arm up to the ceiling and then back. Breathe in, and on the exhale, slowly, navel to the left, ribs left, and shoulders left. This is not yanking, but you're using your breath as you then look over your shoulder. And then you release slowly. And if you know a more difficult twist to do it by all means. Let's change now and do this on the opposite side. It's a restful pose, it's a non-violent pose, and ahimsa is the lovely word for non-violence in Sanskrit. So left hand to right knee. Stretch the right arm up, even if you're sitting on the couch, and then hand behind you. Be sure that you're up like a little spider on the pads of your fingers. Breathe in and grow, and on the exhale, slowly. Think of the body in pieces now. Navel to the right, ribs right, shoulder right, and then look at me just for a second. Look at just for a second. Neck is very free as you then turn and look over your opposite shoulder. Breathe in and grow the spine long, and then you release very slowly, very slowly. Good. Legs out in front of you. Spinal twists are really wonderful for quieting also the mind. Raise both arms up, and we'll end now with a forward bend as you exhale. Coming forward, slip your hands underneath the knees. Grab a hold of your elbows and try to bring these sit bones back, walk them back. And now breathe in and pull the neck out of your shoulders. Exhaling, thinking about the top of the head towards your toes. Take your time. Breathe in, pull back. Exhaling and lengthening. There's a lot of internal movement going on as you're holding this position, so take your time. And now release on the in-breath, come up, and we'll lie down, and we're going to prepare now for relaxation and also for some belly breathing. So breath in, round your back, come down vertebra at a time, slowly, slowly, feet well apart, arms, palms turned upward, shoulders turned in towards the spine. Lying down or sitting up, breathing through the nose, lips lightly closed. Place the left palm on the upper chest and the right palm just below the rib cage on the abdominal or belly area. Little finger is over the navel, and spread the fingers out like a star. Feel the rise and the fall of your own rhythmic breathing. Notice on the in-breath that the belly rises and flattens as you exhale. Upper chest is very quiet. Belly rises and falls.
And on the next in-breath, feel the belly area soften even more, expanding in all directions beneath your hand. And now a long, slow exhalation, slightly pulling the abdominal area in at the end. And then the next breath starts itself. Inhaling, softening, expanding, upper chest quiet. Exhaling, long, smooth exhalation out. This abdominal breathing soothes and quiets the nervous system, the whole body, and the mind.
And then finish your breath wherever you are. Raise both arms above the head to stretch, flexing the feet, then roll over onto your side, leaving tiredness right here on your mat. Until the next time, namaste.